This young lady is Emily Boucher. She's a senior at Seattle Pacific University. She's about to graduate, and she very badly wants to be a pediatric nurse. Emily wants to take care of sick kids.
You get to deal with kids who have this energy about them, and you want them to get out and play, and in the best way, you don't want to see them again. You never want to see them again. You want them to get back out in the world and to play.
She currently has a part-time job at Mary Bridge Children's Hospital in Tacoma, up on the 6th floor.
I am a nursing technician. We just call it a nurse tech. And I do lots of things. My main function is to help the nurses and the staff here. Hi, William.
There's a 6-year-old little boy there named William, who's not exactly thrilled about visits from a nurse. But Emily charms him. It's a great skill of hers.
Look. Do you want to listen to my heart? Yeah? Put him in your ears.
Emily understands what William is going through. She really does.
But I was also super fearful. Whoa, that's kind of weird, huh? I was super scared as a kid. I hated needles. I hated everything that had to do with the nurse walking in my room.
See that little baby? That's Emily, more than 20 years ago. She and her brother Tyler suffered from the same disease, colonic Hirschsprung's disease, a rare condition that would lead to many surgeries.
I was in Mary Bridge a really good chunk of my life. I would say for probably about 10 years I was in and out.
These pictures were taken where Emily spent many, many days, right here at Mary Bridge, on the same 6th floor of the same hospital where she now works part-time. As it turns out, Nicole Jeffrey, who's been at Mary Bridge for 19 years, was one of Emily's nurses.
So we were working together one day and she made some mention about being sick when she was a kid and being here at Mary Bridge.
And Nicole was like, you were here in the 2000s? I was here in the 2000s.
And I said, wait a sec, what year was it? And she told me, and I said, I know exactly who you are. And she said, you do?
And she goes, you're Emily Boucher. And I was like, yes, I am.
It's such a great feeling. It's such an honor to know that we were part of inspiring her to become a nurse.
And it turns out that Jeff Kaysen, the transport nurse who's been at Mary Bridge for 26 years, used to cart Emily around when she was a child.
Then I was working at the front desk one day and he sat down and he was like, so, somebody tells me that I used to be one of your nurses. And I was like, yes, you did.
The memories that came back was just being amazed at how, with the trauma that she did go through here as a younger child, even though she was so stoic through it all, to come back into the same place, I can't wrap my head around that.
It's funny how the world works. You'd think after 4 major surgeries and thousands of hours spent in a hospital that the little girl would grow up wanting only to be away from those places. But this kid was different. The hospital wasn't an enemy, it was a home.
It wasn't weird for me. It was just sort of part of my life, and it wasn't until I got out into life in high school and college that I realized that it wasn't a normal thing to have a hospital be such a big part of your life. And I really do believe that God gave me the sick history that he did, like being in the hospital as a kid, to set me up for my calling and what I should do and how I should minister to the sick. I really do think it's meant to be.
Emily's reemergence at Mary Bridge has been a homecoming of sorts for her parents, Derek and Lisa, too.
She's answering her calling. And you don't say no to your calling, you go for it, right? So it's calling you, it's irresistible, and you gotta do it.
But knowing that she's here is just so sweet.
Of course, it's only a part-time job, a college student helping real nurses.
My ultimate goal is to work at Mary Bridge on the floor that I'm currently on as a registered nurse. I would really love that. It would be a privilege and an honor to be able to take that role.
But not long ago, something happened.
I got a call the other day saying that I have a job interview on Wednesday, so I'm going down to Tacoma on Wednesday for my job interview, and I'm so excited to be there with my coworkers now who are going to be interviewing me and to tell them why I want to be a part of this team. It's really exciting.
Emily went into that interview and she nailed it. She got the job. How could she not? And so there is a new registered nurse about to begin working on the 6th floor of Mary Bridge Children's Hospital in Tacoma.
To be able to give back and be with kids that are sick and help them get better. I just feel really blessed, and I feel like God set this all in motion for me to be where I am. So I'm really thankful for that.
Emily Boucher is back home to stay.